Today I would like to talk to you about relationships. Relationships are there to add color and happiness to our lives, but sometimes relationships can bring us more distress and sadness than happiness. So what is the reason for this? Is the person in your life the right person? I would like to talk to you about the reasons for this. Long relationships have a disadvantage. The longer the relationship goes on, the further we get away from objectively evaluating the other person. We get too used to them. Even if we experience bad things because we get too used to it, it is actually very difficult for us to somehow get away, to break up. Today, I would like to talk about 6 characteristics that we encounter in these relationships if you are with the wrong person and you are in a wrong relationship. If you are with the wrong person, the first problem you will encounter is that you are usually the one who takes responsibility and makes the effort in the relationship. Relationships, as you know, are a process that is formed by the mutual labor of 2 parties, and labor is given. But if you are the only one who thinks about everything, takes steps, and takes responsibility in the relationship, there is a problem here. Usually in such relationships, people, especially the one who makes the effort, can feel exhausted after a while. Another sign that you are in love with the wrong person is that you cannot plan for the future with them. When a person loves someone and is with them, they start dreaming with them. He includes her in his dreams. They want to build a home, have children, go on vacation, do things together in the future, and even grow old together. If you find it difficult to have such dreams about the person you love, the person you are with, if you think that he or she will not reassure you in this regard, you are probably with the wrong person. There are some people who spread negative energy around them. If this is the person you are with, it is inevitable that you will have certain problems. Let's say you are with such a person. Whatever you want to do, even if you want to add something positive to your life, the reactions you will receive from the other side will generally be negative. At the same time, if this person is a bit exhausted, when you want to do something new or do a social activity together, the answer you will get from the other person will usually be no. This brings us to the other factor. They may have a discouraging, demotivating side. For example, you are not satisfied with your job. You want to move to a new place. You want to find a new job. People of this kind of nature can behave in a way to discourage you, to demotivate you. It is very difficult to be with such a person and to maintain a relationship. If you feel humiliated, belittled, or even oppressed in your relationship, there is something wrong in this relationship. If one party is constantly trying to put down the other party, constantly making fun of them, or constantly denigrating the positive things the other party does, then there is something seriously wrong. I think it is useful to evaluate your relationship from beginning to end. A romantic relationship with a person is one of the most intimate areas in our lives. We want to be comfortable in this intimate space. We want to be ourselves. But if you think that you cannot be so comfortable in your relationship, and if you think that the other person will treat you differently and understand you if you are like yourself, then there is a problem. When people cannot be themselves in relationships, there is a problem in the relationship, and the person may always feel tense, unhappy, and depressed. Therefore, if you have such a problem, it is useful to pay attention to this. There is nothing as natural as having discussions in relationships, and discussions can even bring the relationship to a more mature level. But some couples may argue a little more than they should. It is important to pay attention to this. For example, if you are going to go to a movie, which movie to go to, which restaurant to go to if you are going to eat, and if you start arguing from the moment you meet, if no discussion ends without being resolved, there is a serious problem. Such arguments not only spoil the relationship, but can also affect the psychology of the people in the relationship very negatively. We should pay attention to this. Relationships exist to bring good things into our lives. It is a beautiful thing to love someone, to be in love with someone, but if the relationship you are in is causing you distress instead of happiness, you need to stop and think. All these problems we have mentioned are important and indicate serious problems. It is useful to try to solve them. Maybe the relationship will become much more beautiful after you solve these problems. But if these problems are not solved despite all your attempts and efforts, then it is worth trying different ways. Because a person's partner and the work they do in their life affects everything. An unhappy relationship will affect every aspect of one's life. Thank you very much for listening to me. By the way, I would be very happy if you support me by subscribing and liking. It doesn't take much time for you, but it means a lot to us. Take care until I see you in the next video.